Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. This is the new list of sponsors of April 2019, and I'd like to thank everyone that's on here because I really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to do a little mini one, as you can see, really small, and 10 centimeters by 10, and I'm going to do that with black. Because someone said, I've never seen a black negative space sort of a painting where you blow the paint. So I'm going to try and do that. So first off, of course, I'm going to make sure that the background is covered. Going to get a little brush for that. And make sure that we have the sides done as well, because if any colors are going to go over the sides, you don't want to have to later on paint the sides, because you'll paint over the pattern and then, you just don't want to do that. Okie dokie. There we go. As you can see, nicely covered. What I'm using is Winsor & Newton Galeria, which I always use. And everyone sells it. Dick Blick in the USA has it. Now, a while back, someone asked me why I don't use the acrylic from Vallejo, the professional series. The one in the tubes. And that's just because sometimes I get that in my head that I want to do something, and then it's too much to take them out of they're in these little carton boxes, and you have to open it up, and it's just too much work. So I keep that for when I do a really big painting on canvas. Now, because we have the background done, I'm going to add silicone to the rest of the black. And I'm going to make it a little bit more fluid. So I'm going to add a little bit of water, and we're going to first off thin it up, because that's what you want to put around it, to make it. Now that's really fluid, that's great. And of course I'm going to add a little bit of silicone. Stir it right in there. Okay, we're ready. Now the colors I'm going to use are colors I mixed up last week. So I'm going to put just drops of it in the middle here. I like the light blue. I like the yellow. And this has no silicone in it, because it's just pre-mixed paint. And if I do a pour painting with it, I'll put these in different cups. And then I'll just, add the silicone if I need to have silicone in it. I'm trying to get out that little thingy. There it is. So as you can see, there are only really tiny, just drops in the middle. And I'm using a bit more orange because the last color is going to be the turquoise, and I really like the orange and the turquoise. So we're going to put this one on, and pretty much next to the orange ones. That's it. Now with the rest of the black, and here is the silicone in it, we're going to put that around, but really carefully. Like that. And then I'm going to blow it with a straw. So first I'm going to blow it over. Like that. And then we're going to see what happens to it. And if not too much is happening, we're going to blow it back. That's it. I think that's more than enough. Now, of course, it's glaring all over the place, as you can see, but we did get a couple of nice little cells, which make it interesting. And now I'm just going to let it come off the sides a little bit, just to make sure that we have not too much paint in the middle here. Tapping it here and there. Look at that. That is a beautiful pattern. I really like that. And we're going to do the same on this side. And there we have it. I think that's a nice effect. I see some movement in it, and that's sort of what I was going for. A little bit of cells here, a little bit of cells in the middle and on top, and that's about it. Now, if you want to go further with it, this is what I'd let dry. But I can imagine that you're doing this and all of a sudden it's not that interesting. And what I then would do is I would just get some paint, put it on the table here, put a tiny little bit of silicone in, but really a tiny little bit. Mix up this. And what, oops, already dropped it on top. Okay, what you can do now is just add to it. But you do have to blow back some black over it, or any color you use as a background color. Then a tiny little touch with the torch. As you can see, then it sort of gives you a little bit of cell action. Now, if this is too much, when you've added something and you find this too much, you can just manipulate it because it's still wet. You can manipulate the paint and make it into something that you do like. Now, like I said, I would have left it like it was in the first place because I did like it, but this is just to give you an idea of extra things you can do. Like here, you can pull this down like that, just to bring some more color into it. And maybe up here too. And now all of a sudden it's much more dynamic, as you can see. And then where you push over it, let's see if I can show that. If you have one of those little toothpicks and you're going to be pulling paint over the other color like this, that's where you're going to be able to get some extra cells. But you do have to have, of course, silicone in that paint. So that's sort of how you can keep on manipulating it and keep on doing things to it until you like it. Now, don't cry, but I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to just take everything off. Yes, we're going to scrape it. Now, of course, I don't have black anymore without the silicone, so I'll have to just use this. But that's okay. And I'm going to spread it out. Again. There we go. But now we have silicone in it, and I'll show you the difference. See where the silicone is? You get those little dents. So that's why we usually don't use silicone in our background color, because we don't want those little dents to be in the background. We want that as smooth as possible. There we go. Let's see, is this it? Nope. Nope. Yeah, nope. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's do this again. So we're going to give it a little bit of color. This time a little bit more. I'm not going to use all the colors this time, just a little green and orange, and of course the turquoise. And then we're going to do what I just did, surround it with a little bit more of the paint and blow over it. Let's start here. Here's the most paint. Sometimes you want to blow really hard and sometimes softly. Now maybe you don't want to torch it too long because you get a lot of cells if you do that, but just here and there. You can even, if you want to, just do the middle and don't do the around. So, or the center. That's a Dutch word. Midden. Like in the center, it's midden. So that's another Dutch word for today. Okay, I think this is going to do it for me. See that? It's nice and explosive. It's kind of fun looking at it from the background that is so dark, so it sort of pops off the canvas. So that's totally something that you can do. I really like this bit here. Down here I like it. So guys, that's what I wanted to show you. I love you all to pieces, of course. And we're having some beautiful weather this Easter weekend. We have 2 Easter days, like I told you before. I think last year. We have Sunday and Monday. A lot of people take their kids on a little vacation. But I'm staying here to entertain you guys. Okay. Oh, I really want to stick a toothpick into it. Wait a minute. I really like how that sort of comes off. See that? I like those movements. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. And up here, that's nice. I just can't help it. But when I, see that it's missing a couple of little things to pull the attention, I like to do this with a little toothpicky thing. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be right back, clean this mess up, and I'll be back with a bigger pour. And I was thinking of pink colors, but I'll have to mix that because I don't have pink. I'm not a pink person. I'm a turquoise, greenish, bluish person. But I will try and do that. So be right back. Love you all to pieces. Liebe euch allen. Hou voor jullie allemaal. Bye bye.